bury the lead here. Justin Trudeau. I wish.
Wrong country.
Oh my God. I wish he was investigated and indicted on crimes. But that won't happen because he has Brenda Lucky licking his taint. You know?
The visuals I keep getting are just so disturbing.
They do it, not me. Okay? So Donald Trump his house was raided in Florida by the FBI.
Yeah.
The first time this has ever happened in U.S. history. Ever. This has never happened. This has set off a precedent. I think Steven Crowder had said it best. You can no longer unring this bell. You have set a precedence. You have set things into motion that you no longer can stop. What?
I was just going to say that.
Oh.
Yeah.
So.
There ain't no going back now.
No. Where you are now going after political opponents and you have CNN. CNN, you know, the bastions of truth and information. Where they literally put up Trump aides. They put them up like a wanted poster. They had like 9 people on their screen, on their overlay, 9 Trump aides. It was like a gang event.
Yeah.
You know, and the whole farce that is the January 6th that literally nobody cares about because everyone knows it for what it is. It's it's literally government self-flatulating. It's self-flatulating, self-suck, autofellatio. Okay? They're just, I know, they're doing it, not me. Don't.
See what I'm saying here? Like, he's got this thing.
There's, okay, what, autocunnilingus? They're eating their own snatch? Because they're a bunch of pussies. Huh?
I can't even. Every time I think about like people hating on Trump, I keep thinking of that one teacher that, like, do you remember that one video in one of our podcasts that we showed? The teacher had literally turned his picture upside down.
Oh,
they had like
yeah.
a wall of all the presidents and she turned his upside down. I'm like, how disrespectful. Like, the thing is, when you think of past presidents and stuff like that, not all of them are perfect, obviously. And a lot of them have done bad things. You have Richard Nixon. I mean, well, to be fair, Clinton really didn't do too much of anything, but just, you know, get a little freaky.
I really liked Ronald Reagan. His wife was a bit of a crazy lady, but I liked her.
Okay. Well, we weren't talking about Ronald Reagan. We were talking about Richard Nixon. But regardless, I mean, they still have those pictures up. Those pictures are still standing strong and face up, and then they turn Trump upside down. Like, I don't understand where so much of this hatred comes from. Every single president that's out there, you can literally find the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay? So, but why is it that people are so like this with him? And I think it's a huge part because they're threatened. Like, they really are. They're worried that they're gonna he could potentially change things that they're not gonna like. Get rid of the corrupt people, and they don't want to see that.
Well, this has done so. Okay, so for anyone that doesn't know, so the FBI early morning raid went into Trump's place, and he ended up posting, I believe it was on Truth, that hey, you know, my private home is under siege by FBI agents, and
it's a big ass home, by the way.
And
the thing is freaking huge.
Yeah. But so and already, you know what, here, we'll just look at this. So this was from
CBC.
Well, from the CBC. Okay, so from the CBC. So the focus on the investigation was not immediately clear. The immediate event.
Are you okay?
No, but I'm saying, do you hear how, oh God, what the hell did I just do? But do you hear how crazy that is? The immediate reason was not clear. They didn't know why they were investigating him.
Well, that's because of the media wasn't immediately clear. because all of a sudden people started investigating him and nobody was saying anything. That's what I'm taking of it. But it's,
All right, so
I was, to be fair, like I was waiting for this. When I had heard about it, I'm like, okay, let's just see what the left is going to start pushing out. And again, for anybody watching, we actually, oh my God, I keep hitting this thing, belong on the left, or we are on the left. But it's just, you can see
we're
how,
not anymore, though.
I know, right? But you can see how people spin things, right? And I knew this was going to happen. So with this one article, or in CBC, this is generally more leftist. And
well, government propaganda.
yeah. So it's
not leftist, it's government.
It was kind of interesting to see the way that they started spinning these things. Now, I guess before I get into any more, we should just let's take a look at their theory as to what's going on here.
All right, so from their article, they say the U.S. National Archives and Record Administration in February notified Congress that it had received about 15 boxes of White House documents from Trump's Florida home, some of which contained classified materials. The Democrat-led Oversight Committee in the U.S. House said it at the time it was expanding an investigation into Trump's actions and asking the archives to turn over additional information. Trump previously confirmed that he had agreed to return certain records to the archives, calling it an ordinary and routine process.
Now, see, with that, like a lot of people are, oh my God, why does he have like personal or this like
these documents,
oh my God, in his house? Like, why is he holding on to these things? It's not, and a lot of people thinking that that's the bad part. It's not uncommon. A lot of people who were presidents and stuff like that have classified information that they keep in their homes. And that's actually not the issue here. Like, him having the classified information in his home isn't the problem. I guess from what I have heard, it is basically they were concerned of how the documents were being kept. If they were
stored properly,
yeah, secure enough, stuff like that. That is basically where the whole thing came in. But the thing is, the way that they kind of spin it is he's got classified information in his house. Why is it in his house? They removed 15 boxes in the fall. Okay, well, they removed 15 boxes in the fall or the spring or whatever the hell it was. Did you hear anything else about that? No, because there wasn't anything bad that was found. So seeing this here where it's like, well, Trump said it was just a routine thing. Well, I would beg to believe that because you didn't hear anything about it. Okay, they removed these things. Clearly, whatever it was that they removed wasn't what they were hoping to find. So now they're going back in.
Well, even the FBI, they ended up resealing the room that these documents were in with their own padlock, and they had to bust in because they lost the fucking key.
Well, and they broke into his safes. Like, yeah, if they're concerned of how documents are being stored, if that is the issue here, why would you break into a safe? I would think a safe is pretty secure. So why are you breaking into his personal safe? Like, that's not okay.
All right, so let's continue. So this was from the Canadian, the Communist Broadcasting Corporation in Canada. So just so you know, you have an outsider's perspective. This is what they are alleging. A congressional panel probing the January 6th, in other words, Fed Day, assault by Trump supporters on the U.S. Capitol is working to build a case that he broke the law in trying to overturn the 2020 election. Let's get one thing clear here. Al Gore still contested that he won when he was campaigning, or when he was a presidential candidate against George Bush Jr. This is a normal part of your process, and it should be. They weaponized a normal process.
Yeah.
Something that you normally do, where, hey, there seems to be something wrong. Let's verify. Even if you do your fucking taxes, you at least go, well, let's double check those numbers just in case.
100%. I don't even know how many times when I'm at work and I'm counting money or whatever that I double check it. I counted a couple times, just to make sure. Like, okay, yeah, I may, whatever. I don't need to go into more detail than that. Yeah, you make sure. And when it comes to something as big as an election, and there was a lot of, okay, anybody out there who believes that Biden rightfully won the election, you cannot tell me that the way that all of a sudden all these votes magically appeared and there was, you know what I mean? Like, that doesn't sound a little sketch. Like, regardless whether you believe it was wrongdoing or not, it sounds sketch. So one could be a little suspicious.
Well, but even still, so if you feel, hey, I won fair and square. In fact, like if someone was to come and, let's say, the government came and audited us, I would say, but I would encourage you. In fact, I've even said with my CRA agent that I work with, I've said, I would encourage you to audit me because I don't want to do something wrong. I want to prove that what I'm doing is fair and legit, and I'm not trying to screw anyone over.
Yeah.
That is the basic idea. And they said, no. All right, so to continue. So in a March 2nd court filing, the committee detailed Trump's efforts to persuade his vice president, Mike Pence, to either reject slates of electors, which is within your fucking constitution, you guys, Americans, you dudes should probably look that up. For Democrat Joe Biden, who won the election, or delay a congressional court for of those votes. All within the legal bounds, especially something that's within a 0.5%. I think that should be like mandatory. There should be.
Yeah.
And considering that there were a lot of, what did they call it? Curing ballots that was going on. And, I don't want to get too far into the speculation, but to say that there, according to YouTube, there has never been outside of 2016. 2020 was completely legit. But according to YouTube, there has never been any election tomfoolery, fornication, as they say, ever in the U.S. history, ever. Okay? So let's make that clear. It's never happened outside of the 2020 election. The 2020 was completely pure and legit. Every other one, riddled with discrepancies.
Yeah.
Okay?
So that's really comical, considering the fact that the election before that, Trump got in. So obviously they got to spin it where the only reason Trump got in is because, it was rigged. Because obviously the rightful person got it this time around, which is, Peter. So
Peter the pedo.
Just saying.
All right, and one thing I will say, Republicans, conservatives, they're terrible at. They could have challenged this stuff. The laws and legislations that were being pushed through with this stuff a year prior to the election, they didn't fight it. An overwhelming majority did not fight it. You had the Hunter Biden laptop story that was completely hidden. These are the same news articles that said, oh, the Russian P-tape story, where if you don't think that this is psychotic, if not psychotic, completely indifferent to any type of journalistic integrity, the Russian P-tape story was, and I quote, "There is a video, I don't know where, I don't know when, but..." Sorry, I had a burp.
What? You could have just kept going. No one would ever know.
Well, I would know.
Oh.
I don't know where, I don't know when, but there is a tape of Donald Trump urinating on having female prostitutes in Russia peeing on stuff. I don't know where, I don't know when, and they ran with that story. That story. That was the basis of that story. I shit you not.
Which I find so fucking comical because, okay, you have a story like that where they're literally like, I don't know, like, which would be in any sort of court hearsay. Okay. And so I don't know, but it does exist. You know, let's fucking run with it because he's a piece of shit. But yet they literally have the Hunter Biden laptop in somebody's possession that can actually see these things, and things have been leaked and whatever. But no, that's not real. They actually had pictures and video. Pictures, video, emails, all that other shit. Where on this story, the Russian peace story or whatever, they had nothing but hearsay. That's it. But yes, what a piece of shit that guy is.
Right, dude, that's what I'm saying. Oh god, I messed it all up. All right, so I'll say this. This is an unprecedented event that has taken place. You have now weaponized, and I'll say the FBI, any type of intelligence agency that has been used, that will be used to go after political opponents. You've seen Steve Bannon. He's getting lambasted. You had Alex Jones. Well, even though Alex Jones wasn't working with Donald Trump, but what did they say? Well, he knowingly pushed false information, even though he publicly apologized. And I'll say this, put it on record. What happened to Alex Jones will one day come for you.
What happened to Donald Trump will one day come for you. Except, when was it? Like, does nobody realize that it seems to be just certain types of people, a certain side of people that seem to be keep getting, you know, like, harassed all the time, when yet you have, it's like literally the left side has seemed to have taken over everything. And again, it's something that I align with in some things. Like, we align on the left hand side. Like, we
should be.
Right?
We should be left.
So it makes no sense to me. We're literally, it's like, we're only going to attack this side. But then this side is completely taking over things like the freaking schools and universities and all this other shit, and literally the stuff that they're pushing. And everybody's just bending over and taking it up the tailpipe. But yet everybody's attacking the right side, which I don't think is completely fair at all. And I'm somebody who is on the left side. Like, this is bullshit.
Yeah, I think what they've decided to do has sent off, whether, again, I've made this point before. If you think what being done is justified, reverse it. That is all you need to do. And unfortunately, we've come to this position where it is no longer whether it's right or left, right or wrong, good, bad, whatever. It has devolved into tribes. My team needs to win because of my team.
Yeah.
I've said I could go grab my wallet. I am a card-carrying member for the Conservative Party. And I have scrutinized them over and over. I've made it very clear that what O'Toole did was an embarrassment. I said, in fact, I did not vote for the Conservative Party in Canada because I'm not. No, if you're just saying what the supposed opponent is saying, and you're just saying it a different way, why am I have no qualms about saying I voted for the PPC. No problems. I voted for Maxime Bernier because at least from the jump, from the word go, he was saying, hey, what's going on here is pretty crazy. These sudden lockdowns, these mandates where we're going outside of Canadian Charter of Rights, which is supposed to be the document that is supposed to bind government together. That is what we're supposed to be doing. And we've made it very clear that we are going to operate outside of it. Okay, so then what's the point of the document that we're supposed to adhere to? And I'll ask that same question for my American friends. If your Constitution is not the document that you are going to hold yourselves to, then you have nothing. You have no rule of law. You have nothing to actually, nothing that holds you together.
See, what I don't understand is uh, literally how people aren't noticing these things where it's there's no fair treatment here at all. It's I'm going to do this to this person, I'm going to do that to this group, I'm going to whatever. But there's actually no fair treatment going on here. Instead of actually living in a world where, doesn't matter the color of your skin, we're going to treat everybody equally as people, as humans, because that's what we are. We're all humans. But no, you're white, so you're bad. You're this color, so you're this. You're that color, you're this. You're on the right, so you're this. You're on the left, so yay. But like, there's no fair treatment going on at all. It's just, let's attack this side and this side rule.
Well, and again, this is, it's crazy. Dave Smith, who's a comedian, who is the head of the Mises Caucus, sorry, the Libertarian Party.
Cox.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Fuck those dicks. But he is being considered right wing, which he is like. This is where our kind of craziness has gone. That a libertarian through and through, like Rand Paul, libertarian through and through. And you have people going, "Oh, he's a right wing, and oh, he's alt-right. He's a right-wing extremist." Like, what the? Are you?
Okay, I know. I know I bring her up a lot, but Blair White, who is transgender, is transphobic. They all yell at her calling her transphobic because she's speaking the truth. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's absolutely absurd, the shit that they keep throwing around at people.
All right, so let's continue with this. So CBC. So the president was not notified, was not aware of it. The White House spokesperson, Karine Jean-Pierre, aka the chick that doesn't know a goddamn thing. I'll say at least Psaki, whatever her name is, Jen Psaki. At least she was a good spin doctor. She was a great spin doctor. This chick doesn't know her ass from the hole in the ground.
But see, like I had put there, allegedly. Because yeah, it says that, oh no, they had no idea this was going on. I'm going to call bullshit. Bullshit. Yeah.
They called for them. They did it. The president did it. Okay, anyways, all right, so let's roll through this. So while the Justice Department has a decades-old policy that a sitting president cannot be indicted, there's no such protection for former presidents or presidential candidates.
Keyword. When I saw that, or presidential candidates, because they know he has been campaigning to potentially go to the 2024 elections. That is exactly why they're pulling this shit, because they are trying to take him down so he cannot go again, because they know damn well he'll end up winning again.
Oh, if I'll say, if it's not Trump, it's DeSantis. And if you're looking at any polls, if you're looking at any information right now, there's a red wave coming. It's going to be menopausal month. Okay?
Well, and see, that's exactly...
There's going to be red waves everywhere. Grab your tampons. You're going to fucking need them.
I'll get my maxi pad and just start rowing down the river.
Yeah, you're gonna need the one with wings, because this shit ain't gonna. You're gonna need a Noah's Ark of tampons.
I'm on it.
Or pads or whatever you fucking people aliens do.
Well, I think it would be kind of like, I don't know. It'd be kind of nice to see a major shift in both areas. To be honest, like get the Biden side out and get. I would actually really like to see DeSantis in there. Like I really would. Like from what I know of DeSantis, I would really like to see DeSantis in there.
Oh, I was going to say that there was a recent thing where a attorney general was not doing his job, was literally letting people go. What violent criminals were being let go, and he fired them. He said, "You're fired. In fact, we already have your replacement because you're not doing your job."
Good for
it's
you.
not that we have laws. And again, I don't fault that it's not that we have laws, it's whether they are being implemented and executed equally.
Equally, keyword there.
Yeah.
Equally.
All right. So
I would, well, to finish my thought there, I would like to even see like a big shift in Canada. Like I for one, I'm 100% voting for Pierre, but I would like to see a major shift in Canada and see hope, just hope that he actually brings Canada back to Canada. The pride, the being proud of being Canadian again. I would like to see that because I haven't been so.
He got my vote when he said he'd defund the CBC.
Ooh, snap.
all right, okay, so let's continue with this because we still have this stuff to go through with Mendocino. Oh, you son of a bitch. All right, so there's Lawrence Douglas, professor of law at Amherst College in Amherst, Massachusetts, told CBC News recently that the committee has brought out pretty powerful evidence. Bullshit. No, they haven't. They keep saying that he was trying to incite an insurrection to overthrow the government, even though he's quite clearly said quietly or loudly and patriotically fight for your country. Make your voices heard.
Voices.
Peacefully.
Yeah.
Peacefully, somehow, before he even fucking arrived there. This is the thing. Before he was even there, the police are already having an issue. Nancy Pelosi felt it necessary to not have National Guard, even though Donald Trump said, I would like National Guard there in order to keep the peace. And she said no. So at some point, it seems fabricated.
Oh, 100%. It seems hugely suspicious, especially when you look at a situation like that where the president is saying, bring in the National Guard. And she's nay. Let's see how this shit plays out because I want your ass out of here. And if shit goes south, which I know it will, my 100%.
All right. Okay. So I think we've kind of made this point very clear. This is a whoops, wrong one. We have made it very clear that what's being set in motion here is a terrible precedent to get to do, let alone a former president. You didn't even have to. Hillary Clinton wasn't even a president. And what happened with her 30,000 emails that she just deleted? Nothing.
Right.
She wasn't even banging the dude. He was too busy fucking little girls on Epstein Island.
Well, and again, look at the whole Hunter Biden thing. Even him literally implementing Peter there as the big guy.
Implicating.
Yeah, whatever. What did I say?
Not implementing.
Whatever.
Fucking women. Swear to God.
Anyway, but yeah, so what's happened to him? Nothing. There's been so many people that have been doing really shady, bad things that everybody is just like, mum on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, and then you have.
You know what? I hate to see it because like I've said, well, I'll close with this and we'll move on to the Mendocino RCMP bull crap that's happening in Canada. So if you whatever's happened in the States, you know what? There's something in the wind going on here. There's something in the water. I don't know if it's just socialism. I don't know if it's communism. I don't know if it's winning at all costs, no matter what. But
a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
What has been done here, and again, I'll say this for a final time. If this was on the opposite end, would you feel right or wrong doing this? With the information that is out there, the January 6th thing, a lot of those people are getting let go. On one side, you literally have cops letting people in. People don't know that. The police had opened up the gates. There's videos of a cop saying, I don't, how did he say it? I don't like what you're doing, but I respect your right to protest. It was a black officer. I just remember seeing the footage of a guy saying, I don't like it, but I respect your right to protest. They waved people in. And the people are still in prison for that, in solitary confinement, for being let in. No, and again, if you were on the other side, because there were two sides of this, literally two sides of the building. One side, people were being let in. On the other side, people were smashing windows. People were being let in through smashed windows.
Smashy, smashy.
So okay, so the reason why I bring that up was there were some people that they were asking people inside the building to release the magnetic locks on the window to let them in.
Like people who worked there?
I don't know if they necessarily worked there, but they had asked or they had signaled for people to unlock the magnetic lock on the window. So a magnetic lock keeps it shut.
Yeah.
And they released it to let these people that were rioting on the side that was rioting.
Well,
in.
I mean, I don't know. Like, it's, for me, it really depends on who the people were. If it was just somebody, one of the quote unquote rioters or something like that went in there and were like, yo, take off the magnetic locks. People are like, oh my God, he's got a gun. Okay, fine. Well, okay.
No, it wasn't the only person that was shot was a peaceful protester. Shut up, Will. Shut up. You slapped Chris Rock, you piece of shit. Even your apology was fake as hell.
Oh, hell no.
Terrible. Terrible. All right. So I'll say this. Last thing.
Are you sure?
Last thing. Yeah, stop talking to me.
You said that for like 5 minutes. Okay.
Well, put the shoe on the other foot. You really have to think of that. If this was done to your guy and you would find it unjustifiable, would you not be as outraged as, say, the other side is? And unfortunately, we've come to this position where the left and right have been so bifurcated that we can cut in half. They've been split. They've been so separated that at some point you don't know what.
That was a clip from our daily show. We're offended, you're offended.
We record Monday to Thursdays live on Rumble at 8 p.m. Central Time. Don't be late.